Coming to you live from the It's Funny Studios, I'm Doug.
I'm Greg.
And this is Mike.
And this is the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast. Yep. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Here we are, the beginning of October. This is our big special Man on the Street Pumpkin Festival episode.
That's right. That's right.
We went out to the Pumpkin Festival, which was a few weeks back, and took our microphones out, and we asked 4 or 5 people we found just standing on the street some 80s trivia.
Yeah,
and
the
reason
theme.
for that
Yeah, go ahead.
was that the theme of the Pumpkin Festival was back to the 80s or 80s. So had a lot of fun doing that. Today we're going to just talk a little bit. I got a few different weird festivals from around the world, and then I have some 80s trivia questions we're going to ask Mike, because Mike's our millennial. So we're going to see how well he knows the 80s. It's all history to him. He didn't live any of this. I was well alive in the 80s, and Greg was even more alive, if that's possible.
I was very alive in the 80s.
Very alive
Yes.
in the 80s. So,
Mullet and all.
mullet and all. So the Pumpkin Festival was a lot of fun. There's carnival, and they have pumpkin.
Pole dancers.
Pole dancers from last week, yes.
Yes, from last week's episode.
And then they do pumpkin pancakes. They do pumpkin chili. They have pumpkin, all kinds of, you name it. Pour some pumpkin on me. They have all of
That's
that.
right.
Everything.
You get you sticky in all the right places.
Everything. We had a lot of fun at the parade. The kids were insane. It was fun to watch them.
Yep.
The people were great. We had a pretty good response asking. Most people said, yeah, we'll answer some questions. Few no's. We get it. And, well, they didn't want to be, have to deal with that instant fame of being on the podcast. People coming up asking for their autographs. It's embarrassing if you're not ready for that.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is, yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys have anything you wanted to touch on before we get right into this?
No, I think I pretty well covered my Pumpkin Festival fill last week. So
one thing that we forgot to mention last week, and we all had this observation.
We
which
did. It was funny.
I assumed we would. But during the parade, you get all sorts of people that come through there.
yeah, politicians.
Yeah. Some you agree with. Some maybe not so much.
At least that kid did.
Yeah. But you get, athletic teams.
Churches.
It's a whole hodgepodge. Farmers and whatnot. Part of it was local radio stations came through, and they didn't necessarily have floats, but they had like their advertising.
Their vans.
Their vans and speakers on top.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, like, I think there were 3, maybe?
3, maybe 4.
3, maybe 4. 1 played music.
Yeah.
1. Just 1. It's like, what? Why are you here?
Yeah, the others, no music. The van drives by, no music.
Nothing.
I don't understand
Yeah.
why they were playing
One was
that.
a country music station. I noticed no country music. There was nothing.
And so the first time it went by that there was no music coming from the radio van, I was like, are they in commercial? Are they just going to turn it off at commercials? But why would you just not have a loop of music that you could just play from your station?
Like 4 songs or 5 songs or something.
You would think, or the DJ was saying something, or
Yeah.
It was just like the van came up and took a wrong turn. It's like, well, I'm in the parade.
maybe they're like marching bands. They only play for a few minutes and then they're off for a while.
I'm just
and
heading
then
to
they
a
play.
remote. I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah. Because there's this like big quiet gap.
Yeah.
And you would think the radio stations would fill that.
You would think. I mean, they're
just don't get
there. They're driving. They got speakers on top.
Yeah, there were 4, right? I mean, it just wasn't one that wasn't playing music. There was only one that was playing music.
There literally was. I mean, so we all 3 noticed that. It was like,
Why? I just
don't
don't
know.
understand.
I don't know. We need to write those radio stations. And say, why
do.
were you not playing music in the parade?
We're disappointed.
Seriously.
They'll be drummed down to Morton. I'm surprised they let them even play their music here now on the radio. The radio stations have been banned from radios. You get in here, it's just static.
Maybe you were supposed to stream it and you could listen to it on your phone when they went by.
But then why are you there?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yep, no DJs. There was nothing about them that was any fun. I mean, it said 104.9 or whatever on the side.
Yeah, it wasn't
Big
fun.
speakers, drive by.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Was not fun. Well, saying that, this did bring up, it jogged my memory. I do have one thing to add. It's about music. There were 2
Yes.
there were 2 floats or not really floats, but
Oh, yeah.
groups that walked through. One was the Cub Scouts and one was the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
When the Cub Scouts went by, they were blaring "Come On Feel the Noise" by Quiet Riot.
Right. Yep.
You know, girls rock your boys.
Yeah.
Get wild, wild, wild. And I thought, it seems like an odd song choice.
Scouts are getting wild, man.
for the little kids, for the little boys, but maybe, whatever. And then when the Girl Scouts went by, which I thought was even an odder song selection, they went by, they had a little Rick James, Super Freak.
yeah.
Because, you know,
Super
they want
freaky.
the kind of girls you don't bring home to mother. That's what we're raising here. The Super Freak.
Super freak.
I'd forgotten about that.
Sign your
yeah.
little girls up, we'll make them Super Freaks. It's like, I don't. Do you want that as your theme song going through the parade?
You get a badge for your.
Super Freak badge. It's Rick James.
How'd you earn that?
Oh my!
We do not want to know.
We don't talk about it. All right. Well, that's all I had. I don't
That's
know.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I found some weird festivals. I'm not going to talk about every one of them in this article. I just jotted down a few of the ones I found more entertaining. A couple of them I think we've talked about before. The
I think
first
maybe
one,
yeah.
for sure. I know we've talked about before.
Which one?
The first one. Well, on mine.
I think. Well, is it the first one in the article?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
wife carrying world championships in Finland.
Yes.
Okay. So they do wife carrying as a sport in Finland. In 1992 is when it started. It says, the exact origins and traditions are not known. It says the wife carrying is practiced around the world, which I didn't know that, but apparently it is.
Hopefully they didn't take on what we have here. We used to have pumpkin chucking, where they would chuck pumpkins. Hopefully they didn't have wife chucking
Maybe that's
when they
if they're
got
mad.
done.
It says there are a variety of ways that you can carry your wife officially. Okay, piggyback, fireman's carry, or Estonian style. Now, piggyback we get, fireman's carry, they drape over your shoulder. The Estonian style, it says, is where the wife hangs upside down with her legs around the husband's shoulders and her face is down like right in his rear end.
She might be checking for that.
I was going to say
last
they want from last week's episode the Lumi deodorant that they use, and there's zero crotch stint.
She might be checking.
Well, if they don't, I think you definitely want to use that if
Yes.
you're going to be doing this particular.
I think you do.
And another thing, it seems to. Well, I got a question for you. So, I think you would almost need weight classes, wouldn't you? I mean, not to be, but if you've got a real heavy wife.
A lot of
So do
dieting going on before
do you want the heavy wife or do you want the skinny wife?
I think you want the skinny wife. Don't
Let me
you?
throw something else in here. The prize you get is equated. It's given into you in your wife's weight in something. So now you get your wife's weight in beer in Finland. So now you gotta decide. How much shower beer do you want, Mike? I mean, are you going to be okay with just a little bit, or do you want to go? Listen, I'm a thirsty guy. I like mow my yard, get in, take a nice
But
shower.
you got to carry her.
I don't want to have to pay for all the shower beer all year long.
Well, think of how much money you could save.
You could.
You win the shower beer.
So do you get the heavier woman and the more beer? But it's going to be more difficult, harder to win.
I think the hospital bill might outweigh the beer, the beer
It's
bill.
a little more difficult. You're taking a higher risk at not winning than if you have the real light wife.
Yeah.
That you can just grab and go, but you win. But you're not going to get quite the bang for your buck with that.
See, I want my wife's weight in Polar Pops. I mean,
Ooh, Reese's.
Reese's.
Oh my goodness. Then we're all in there. All right, the next festival, we're going to Spain. This one I found very odd. It's the Baby Jumping Festival.
The what?
Yes. And I don't mean the babies are doing the jumping.
Well, I
It
hope
says
not.
60 days after Easter. Well, you'd almost rather have that. 60 days after
But they
Easter
can't jump.
feast of Corpus Christi, the Baby Jumping Festival is a baptismal ceremony where babies who were born over the last year are absolved of their sin. The religious
Are
custom
the babies sinning a lot?
These are. You know how those Spanish babies are. Filth and foul and drinking. There's all kinds of carousing.
Jeez.
They're at nightclubs staring at people without getting their verbal consent. That's from last week. Says the custom dates back to the early 1600s when men dressed in traditional devilish clothing terrorized the crowd before running down the street and jumping over babies who have been carefully laid out on pillows.
What?
This sounds like a terrible festival. I can't wait for the Baby Jumping Festival next year. Woo! Remember that guy terrorizing us, scared the crap out of us, and then jumped over those babies? We thought he was going to kill them?
I've already
Wasn't that great? Wasn't that fun?
I've already got my chairs out there.
I can't wait. Oh, now we're going to go to across the pond to England, the UK. It says every year on a cool day at the end of May, grown adults gather in a village of Brockworth to chase a rolling 9-pound wheel of double Gloucester, I'm probably butchering that, cheese down a steep hill. It's the annual cheese rolling festival.
Cheese, Gromit.
Cheese.
It's
That's
the
probably
good
where that
cheddar.
dog.
Oh,
that's where he went.
Bones.
He
We know
was
where-
Bones went. That's from another episode. Bones
Yes.
ran away. The only way they said if you see him, tell him you got the good cheddar. He'll come running to you. He probably went to the UK.
Yes.
Chasing.
He's knocking
It's his
everyone
dream.
down. Yeah.
This is what he dreams of: chasing the cheese down the
Yes.
hill.
Man.
Before the race, it says Cooper's Hill. The fences are removed. The undergrowth is cut. Site is swept for stones and other dangerous objects. But the race is still dangerous to competitors and spectators. Over the years, many have been seriously injured due to the steepness and unevenness of the hill and the bulk and speed of the cheese itself.
Wow.
Wow, I guess so. All right, so I'm going to skip around here because I got one I want to do last. But I'm going back to Spain. The La Tomatina, I'm probably butchering that too. L-A space Tomatina. It's the Spanish Tomato Festival.
Yes.
So it's like, it's a tomato festival. It runs a week-long celebration. Everything's great. And then at the very end, they have a gigantic food fight.
Yeah, I've seen this one before.
Says in
Yeah.
2015, they had an hour-long tomato fight that used an estimated 145,000 kilograms of tomatoes.
Man, I'm glad we don't do that at the end of the pumpkin festival.
Holy cow. People are getting killed.
Throwing pumpkins at each other.
Yeah. Said they have said since 2013, it's been a ticketed event to limit the participants to just 20,000. Before then, up to 50,000 people reportedly involved in the food fight. After an hour of free-for-all, tomato tossing trucks spray down the streets, and many participants wash themselves in the pool of whatever that word is.
Los Piñones
Los
or something.
Piñones. This next one I actually think would be kind of fun. This is in Finland as well. Oulu, O-U-L-U, Finland. The Air Guitar World Championship. The Air Guitar World Championship has been held annually in Oulu, Finland since 1996 as part of the Oulu music video festival. It started as a joke and has turned into a serious event, drawing participants that Participants must play air guitar on stage in 2 rounds, each lasting at least 1 minute. One song is chosen by the participant, one by the organizer. They must play the air guitar only, no drums, piano.
Oh, he's playing the drums over there.
Yeah.
Well, we
What
already
about
know
the bass?
we didn't
Would
know
that
the,
count as a guitar?
The keys are tracked already. So.
Yeah, I go to the Air Keys Festival.
And are scored out of 6 points. The ideology behind the event is a simple one. Wars would end and all bad things would go away if everyone just played the air guitar. That's probably not true, but sure, good sentiment.
I think that festival would last like it would take them hours to tune their air guitars, man. I'm out of tune. I got to tune.
What if you went
this.
with several different guitars? So you got to throw them in and out. They're tuned differently. You have
you have a drop D air guitar, or you could.
I would have the quad necked air guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play all 4.
I'm doing a 12-string acoustic. Maybe the Spanish guitar. Bing.
Yeah, that could go.
Yeah.
Maybe, there we go. Next year road trip. The final one I have is one that I don't think you would find myself or Mike at for sure. At least me. I can't speak for Mike, but going back over to England and UK, the World Toe Wrestling Championship.
Nope, I'm done.
I cannot stand feet. I have zero interest in this, let alone
I get a cramp
grappling
thinking
with
about
another stranger's foot with my foot.
No.
The location of the World Toe Wrestling Championship varies, but the practice originated in the village of Wheaton, Staffordshire in the 1970s. It was born out of the desire for the UK to have its own championship in some type of sport. So apparently, we can't win anything. What do we do? How about toe wrestling?
Put a little jersey on your toe.
Just like arm wrestling, two people go up against one another in a match. Each is won by the best of three. Players can only take part in the tournament after a thorough toe examination by a qualified nurse. Why do you need a nurse doing a qualified?
Oh, you got to get checked out first.
And I don't know if they mean you got to bend the other person's foot over. I don't want to grab somebody else's foot. I just don't want. I want nothing to do with this. I want.
You get
zero.
drug tested for the roids and stuff.
Yeah,
You might.
You're checking it out.
You got a big fat muscular toe.
Oh no, athlete's foot. It wiped out half of our competition. No, you got to get that stopped.
Can I use my pinky toe?
I'm going to make it go wee 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 all the way home. Oh, he comes up with a
weird.
warm-up sock, rips it off like Hulk Hogan. Like, okay, whatever. I don't know. So do you guys have anything else with that?
No, I was thinking about, have you been to any different festivals around that any of them are weird? I mean, like the Turkey Festival. That's a little odd.
It's fried turkey. I mean, cooked turkey. It's odd because it's in June, so it's weird eating turkey in June.
Yeah, I don't know what the basis of that one is. I don't know where it originated.
You jive turkey. I think that's where it came from.
Yeah, and then I was in where was I?
The
Kiwani.
Turk, so I think.
Yeah, does it come from that, or did they?
Well, I think it all just stacks on it.
Yeah,
on itself.
Yeah, I went to one in Kiwani, the Hog Festival.
Yeah.
That was it was a good festival.
Yeah, well, they do a lot of hog farming up around
Yeah.
here. So.
And then, of course, we have the pumpkins, and then I know there's like a friendship festival around, Good Neighbor Days you guys got.
Yeah. So, I don't
Which,
know.
based on your social media, I don't know how good your neighbors are to each
Well,
other.
we're
but
not in season, you know.
Yeah.
You got to wait until next year.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll
That's right.
They wouldn't set up chairs early because they're good
No.
neighbors. You would have no chairs prior to the parade.
We bring chairs for other people.
That's right.
We don't use the chairs we bring. Somebody will set them up for us. We set ours up for other people.
Yeah, Good Neighbor Days.
All right. So we're going to move into the trivia section. Like we said before, we
boy.
went out on the Man of the Street. We asked some people some
Some of
trivia
these
questions.
trivia questions.
Actually, these were some that didn't get asked because Mike heard the ones that we asked the people in the clip. So these are the ones that we didn't use. So I'm just going to go through some of these.
So this is 80s trivia.
This is 80s trivia, and I'm going to ask Mike, and if Mike doesn't know, we'll see if Greg knows, and then I'll tell you the answers. And we'll go through them pretty quick. I don't think there's any reason to really drag this
Belabor
out. Belabor the point. Which volcano found in the U.S. state of Washington erupted in 1989?
Olympia, or Mount St. Helen.
Okay.
It went from Olympia to St. Helen.
Can we limit it to one answer? Just one answer.
Olympia, St. Helen.
Mount St. Helen.
Is that the one you're
Yes.
going with? That is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Like you're a geography
Ding, ding, ding.
major, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should know that one. That's why I put that one first.
Olympia is whatever.
It's a different
Olympic State Park or National Park or something is over there. That's right.
Keep going. You'll get us convinced.
Yeah.
CD players first appeared in 1982. What does CD stand for?
Circular device.
Greg, is he correct?
He is wrong.
Oh,
What?
so sorry.
Compact disc.
That is correct.
Yes.
What was the most popular arcade game in the 1980s?
Pac-Man.
80s? I'd probably go Space Invaders.
Pac-Man.
Oh, yeah, because Space Invaders was 70s, actually, I think.
Yeah, Pac-Man came out. Actually, I think we asked this one, but I'm going to ask it anyway. In 1984, Wendy's had customers asking, where's the...
Beef.
There you go.
Where's the beef?
Which actor was elected president of the U.S. in 1980 and reelected 4 years later in 1984?
Is this Reagan?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. It is Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
And in 1987, Ronald Reagan gave a speech in West Berlin where he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Perfect. In 1981, over 750 million people tuned in on their TV to watch which royal wedding?
Was that Diana? Princess Diana? And I don't know.
Well, she didn't marry herself.
I don't know.
The current king.
Charles?
Yes, he did get it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Charles.
Which film's soundtrack describes how the dancer moves like a maniac on the floor? It's a maniac on the floor.
Dirty Dancing? No.
Mike put his fingers in his ears while I was singing, so.
Is that in the...
Not Dirty Dancing.
Nope.
Maniac.
Yeah.
That's
not the name of the...
I don't know.
All right, Greg.
Flashdance.
Flashdance. Now, this will be a difficult one, and I don't expect you to get it, but I wanted to ask it just so that the people listening could hear this. Name all 8 members of the Brat Pack. Do you even know what the Brat Pack is?
Oh, goodness. This is a hard one. I mean, it's...
The Brat Pack was a group of young actors and actresses in the 80s that were all about the same age. They came out and they made a bunch of movies together. Oh. So back in the 50s and 60s, they had Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and I can't remember, a couple other lesser-known guys.
Joey Bishop.
Was there somebody else or was that it? They were known as the Rat Pack. They hung around together, would party and all that. Well, these 8 actors and actresses hung around together, partied, run around all the time. So they nicknamed them the Brat Pack. Do you know who they are? I'll take first names only. I'll give you all of them, but if you give just the first names. Did you like the Mighty Ducks?
I mean, I couldn't tell you who was in it.
Okay.
Anymore.
Let's see. You like Parks and Rec?
Sure.
This person was in Parks and Rec, one of them. He was the city manager.
Literally.
You'll get the... He was literally
what is that guy's
in
name?
Parks and Rec.
Rob Lowe.
There we go.
Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't think you'll know any of these other ones. One is an actress. She was in G.I. Jane. Trying to think of something newer that she...
Greg, you're jotting down notes over there.
I don't know if I can get all 8 off the top of my head.
Well, I think I'm
all right.
out.
So he got Rob Lowe. That was, hey, you weren't alive in the 80s, so that was good. All right, go.
Demi Moore.
Was
that one.
Yep.
Andrew McCarthy.
Yep.
Molly Ringwald.
Yep.
Emilio Estevez.
Yes, that was our Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. Ali Sheedy.
Yes.
And that's where I'm forgetting. So I've got 6. I'm trying to think of the other 2. Give me a hint. Because they're just not popping in my head.
One, he might not be there because he's on vacation.
Oh, Anthony Michael Hall.
All right. The other one is just, he was probably the lesser known one for me. You want me just, it's Andrew McCarthy.
Oh, I got that one. Roll it. 1, 2, 3, 4,
1, 2,
6, 7.
All right, so say him again.
One.
Yeah.
I got Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Molly Ringwald, Demi Moore, Emilio Estevez, Ali Sheedy, and...
Oh, that's right.
What?
He was in Breakfast Club.
Judd Nelson?
That's it?
Yes.
All right. Which 80s movie is based on 2 nerds who create a woman using a doll and a computer?
Greg?
The odds of, yeah. Weird Science.
Yeah. All right. This should be a gimme. Well, I don't know. I'm going to give you a line. You tell me what the movie is. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Airplane.
There we go.
Hey.
And I've already asked you this one, but I'm going to do this one again.
Gosh.
Because the people have demanded it. 3 rules for owning a Mogwai are: number 1.
Okay, so it's gremlins.
It's gremlins. Good.
You have to, or no, you can't expose them to sunlight.
That's one. Good.
Direct sunlight.
Direct sunlight. Yep.
Something happens at midnight. You can't feed them at midnight.
After midnight.
After midnight.
It never tells you for how long.
No.
So I don't know what it is. But yeah, after midnight, don't give them food.
No surprising.
Nope.
No scaring them?
Nope.
No. Shoot. Water. They can't drink water? They can't... You can't get water on them.
There you go.
Splashing them with water.
Can't get them wet.
All right, there we go.
All right. Which band sang about money for nothing?
And chicks for
chicks
free.
Are for free.
Yep.
Money for nothing. That is... Shoot.
Right now, you might feel like their name.
Yeah, you're really down and out.
This is what kind of a situation? It's a stressful.
You're down and out.
Oh my
gosh!
Starts with a D.
Dire Straits.
Yes.
There you go.
Ding ding ding.
Look at that, people. He just pulled that one out of nowhere.
Is that the one that's like he's singing about MTV?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one you probably won't get. I think I asked this one before too, but you might remember. The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News was the theme song to which blockbuster film in 1985? It goes right along with the Pumpkin Festival. You saw a lot of these in the parade. That's not helping our listeners at all because unless you were there, you wouldn't even know. A lot of these characters were in the parade.
Oh, Star Wars. No, not Star Wars.
No. If you had a flux capacitor, we could go back and look at it.
Okay, Back to the Future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who wrote and sang the hit 9 to 5, as well as star in the film of the same name?
Working 9 to 5.
If I had my push-up bra on, that might give you a hint.
Dolly Parton?
There you go. I'm a little upset that you jumped and knew right away Dolly Parton when I just said me in a push-up bra.
I thought of Dolly Parton, but I didn't think that was 80s. Like, I thought she was more like before the 80s.
Well, she was, but she was also in the 80s.
Well, okay.
She's still alive.
Yes, she is.
Well, I know she's still alive.
We love Dolly. What was Jenny's phone number as sung in the hugely popular 1981 song?
Oh, gosh. 8675309.
Perfect. That's it.
How could you ever forget that?
You shouldn't be able to. In 1981, whose girl did every guy wish they had?
Jessie. Jessie's girl.
Yep. In 1981, this pop culture music phenomenon had teams nationwide screaming, "I want my blank."
MTV.
Who was the leader of the good Transformers?
Optimus Prime.
Not to be confused with the good Cheddar. What were I see this one here? I had no clue. No clue. What were the names of the 4 main characters of the Facts of Life? And I'll take just the first names because I mean, I didn't even know they had last names until somebody sent this to me. So
Take it away, Greg.
Blair.
That's one. Blair Warner.
Joe
Polanatsky or Planax. I don't know.
Rudy. No, not Rudy.
No.
Oh, what's her name? Can I phone a friend?
No.
So I got Blair. I think Mindy, but I think that's Mindy or Mandy was like one of the actresses' names, but I can't think
it's not one of these.
I can't think what her character was though. It's not Rudy, right? Rudy was in Cosby.
Rudy was in the Cosbys.
I can't remember.
Natalie was one.
Mindy, I think, is her real name.
And the other one was Dorothy, but everybody called her Tootie.
Tootie. Almost Rudy. Rudy Tootie.
Rudy Tootie.
All right. I've got a few more here, so we will just read those through. These are lyrics. So here we go. This is from Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. I'm going to say a lyric, and I'm going to leave a blank, and you're going to have to fill in that blank.
I'm horrible with lyrics.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took blank going anywhere.
The Midnight Train.
Going anywhere.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, here we go. We're going to go to the Girl Scouts. Super freak
time.
Rick James. Now I'm going to read the whole thing. There's a blank in the middle, and then I'm going to stop and we'll see what it is. She's a very blank girl, the kind you don't take home to mother.
She's a very freaky girl, nasty, dirty girl.
Okay, you've said like 4 things now.
Olympus.
I'm going with the
Olympus. It's Olympus.
I'm going with the cover it all method. She's a super freaky girl. Freaky?
She's a very blank girl. I don't know if that would help or hurt you, but it's very.
Very. Pretty girl? Pretty. She's a very
right?
pretty girl.
I don't know.
Is he right?
I don't remember lyrics to this.
So do you
I
have
told
a
you
guess?
I'm terrible with lyrics.
That isn't right. Do you have a guess?
Is it freaky? That'd be my guess.
No. She's a very kinky girl.
Kinky girl,
the kind you don't take home to mother.
See, when I hear it, it's like, oh, yeah.
I knew it ended in a Y.
Right.
Yeah.
She's all right. The girl is all right. Okay.
Steve Perry singing Super Freak.
Let me take off my Rick James wig. Oh, it's Def Leppard. You Give Love a Bad Name.
No. Pour your pumpkin on me.
This is You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi.
You give love a bad name.
Shot through the heart and you're blank. Darling, you give love a bad name.
To blame.
Yes, you are to blame.
All right, I'm going to read this lyric, and you're going to have to tell me what song this is. Let's go. Steve walks down the street with his brim pulled way down low.
What was did you give any kind of a clue in front of that one?
Nope. Oh, okay. That's just the lyric.
His brim pulled way down low, Steve. Read it again.
Let's go. Steve walks down the street with his brim pulled way down low.
I have no clue.
It's a Queen song. I'll give you a hint.
It's not Another One Bites the Dust, is it?
That's what I was going to guess.
That's it.
Sorry.
Let's go. Steve walks down the street with his brim pulled way down low.
Yeah.
See, it's funny. Okay, I never know the lyrics in the song when I'm.
There you go.
I would never, unless, when you said Queen, I never would have gotten that.
The final question right here. This is for all the marbles.
All the pumpkins.
Dig, if you will, the picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. The sweat of your body covers me.
Okay, I'm out.
This one I know.
No clue.
It's how would it help you?
I'll
give you the artist. Well, it's by Prince.
Yeah, I see. I don't know very much Prince. Purple Rain.
Tom Jones also sang it.
I haven't heard the Tom Jones version.
Isn't that the one he did? Tom Jones.
He did Kiss.
Maybe he did.
In your kiss.
No, maybe he didn't do this one. Okay, I know the song. When Doves Cry.
When Doves Cry, that is correct. Dig, if you will, the picture of you and I engaged in a kiss.
Steve Perry singing Prince.
The sweat of your body covers me. Can you, darling?
Doug's doing Steve Perry's greatest hits.
Picture this. All right. Enough of that. All right, so that was the end of our little trivia section. So now we are going to kick it over to our Man on the Street segment. So the live, quote-unquote, portion of the podcast is over. So we are going to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you like the show, hit the share button. Give us a 5-star review. Give us a good rating. And we hope you are tuning in 7 days. Relax, laugh a little bit, sit back, enjoy the rest of the podcast. And we'd love for you to be tuning in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Enjoy the street trivia test. And later.
Peace.
Mike is depressed.
Yes. When I don't end it correctly for him, he gets upset.
See ya.
Later.
Peace. Is it somewhat more rewarding?
That part's probably going to stay on the end. It's so much more rewarding.
Here we are walking around the Morton Pumpkin Festival. We're going to ask some 80s trivia questions. We found our first willing, or maybe not so willing, volunteer. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt. And where are you from, Matt?
Eureka.
All right. You come to the Morton Pumpkin Festival a lot, or?
We try to make it every year if we can.
All right. You don't have to tell me your age, but were you alive in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And actually, yesterday was my birthday.
Well, today's my birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm just going to ask you a few questions here, and we'll see how you do.
Okay.
I got some movie, TV, music. Do you have anything you like, or just potpourri? Pull something out and see what we got.
Probably more music than movies.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, I tell you what, we'll run that way. Give me 1 second here. All right. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to read you a line and see if you can guess what the music is, the song. All right. I'm never going to dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
Oh, Careless Whisper, George Michael.
Oh, man. All right.
Nice. Her favorite song.
Let's see here. Let's go with You Can't Start a Fire. You can't start a fire without a spark.
I know what song it is.
It's a little hard without the tune. When you just have the words, you're trying to think, what was that? What is that?
Doug could sing it for you.
I could, but then everybody would leave. Would it help if I said the video had a famous Friends actor pulled up on stage? By the boss. We'll go Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I know Bruce Springsteen.
Somebody's back there saying it. There we go.
Thank you.
Dancing in the dark.
Good call.
All right, we'll ask you one more here. Let's go. All right, how about a fill in the blank one? This is from "You Give Love a Bad Name" by Bon Jovi. Shot through the heart, and you're blank, darling. You give love a bad name.
You're to blame.
Man, we can't fool him too much. So, hey, thanks again for helping us out here, and have a great day at the Pumpkin Festival.
You too.
All right, thanks. All right, we found another very willing volunteer to ask some questions. He did. He stopped us. He said, "Ask me some questions."
Tripped him, actually.
So, all right. Well, first, what's your name?
I'm Jared Grabowski. I live over at Morton here.
Okay, and so I'm assuming you come to the Pumpkin Festival every year, or no? Or
yeah,
first
pretty
time?
much.
Yeah.
This is the first year we got our daughter playing in the band.
Oh,
so.
well, congratulations. That's always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Always fun.
I was in the Morton bands.
There you go.
I wasn't in any band, so.
Oh, it's all right. We won't hold it against
you. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. You don't have to tell me your age, but were you alive in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's go. We're going to ask you I'm just going to ask you 3 or 4 different questions. I'm just going to pull them out of the bag, and we're going to see what we get.
Excellent.
First question here. What sort of car was used as a time machine in the movie Back to the Future?
That's a DeLorean.
DeLorean. That is correct.
DMC DeLorean.
All right. Before becoming famous on Baywatch, David Hasselhoff was Michael Knight in the TV show Knight Rider. What was the name of his very intelligent sidekick?
KITT.
That is right. Do you know what that stood for?
Knight Industries something tech. I can't remember all of it.
You're very close. Knight Industries 2000, so he knows his 80s. All right. Let's
almost
see if we
say
can...
I lived it.
Yeah. So in the 1980s, who told us to relax?
Oh.
This is from...
That was
this
Frankie.
Is kind of, You're halfway there. You're halfway. Shout it out.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Oh, man.
That's what it was. Knew I had to do with Frankie.
All right. Well, I tell you what. I'll ask you a couple of music questions
All
into
right.
this one. I'm going to give you a line. You tell me the song, and you get a bonus point if you can tell me who the band or singer was. So, you were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
That's you on this one? I know the song. I can't remember. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me, baby? All right. Do you know by who? Oh, come on now. All right.
Well, it is "Don't You Want Me" by the Human League.
Oh, I would have been way off on that one. Yeah.
All right, and I got one more. It's a fill-in-the-blank lyric.
All right.
This is from "Uptown Girl" by Billy Joel.
Okay.
So I'm going to read a lyric with a blank in it, and then you're going to tell me what's missing. So, she's been living in her uptown world. I bet she's never had a blank. It's 2 words. I'll give you that.
Okay. Downtown Girl?
Downtown Man.
Downtown Man? Is that your
Final answer?
All right, we're going with Downtown Man then.
Oh, so close. But Backstreet Guy.
Oh.
She's been living in her uptown world. I bet she's never had a Backstreet Guy.
Oh, that's right.
So,
jeez.
Hey, thanks again for...
no problem. Thank you guys. We had fun.
Helping us out here, and enjoy the Pumpkin Festival.
Oh, we will.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, back again. We found another willing volunteer. He jumped out, couldn't wait to answer the questions.
Almost fell out of my chair.
Almost fell out of his chair. So, all right. Well, what's your name?
Nick.
And where you from?
Groveland.
Okay, you come to Pumpkin Festival a lot, or off and on?
Yeah, well, we usually do the parade. The boys
Parade?
usually walking in it. So.
All right, well, good. And you don't have to give me your age, but were you alive in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, 3 or 4 questions, and we'll see how you do.
All right.
All right, give me just 1 second here. We'll just pull them randomly. After surviving a After surviving a terrible accident, who does police officer Alex Murphy become? This is from a movie.
No.
Oh, that was Chris. Is he going to lose a point if I tell him?
No. There's no points. RoboCop is correct.
How do you know that?
Good call. Good
No using your phones now, right? Okay.
RoboCop.
All right.
All right.
Do you know much 80s TV?
Some, I guess,
All right.
yeah.
Were you a fan of the A-Team?
No.
Oh, this is going to be difficult then. I got an A-Team question. Are you familiar with the show, the A-Team?
Yes.
Okay. Which one of the A-Team members was the pilot?
Oh,
We're all
God.
looking at you.
I said, do you know who? There's 4 members in the A-Team. You remember who they were?
Booker
All right.
T was one of them, wasn't
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
He was B.A. Baracus.
he? Yeah.
We had Colonel, who's George Papard. We had Face, and I cannot remember his name.
I don't recall. I didn't watch A-Team either.
And then we had Murdoch. So I'll give you that. Which one of those 4 was the pilot?
Murdoch.
It was Howling Mad Murdoch. They'd always have to break him out of the
You said
insane
it last,
asylum.
so I figured you were saving that.
Actually, that was just how they, yeah.
Good logic.
Yeah.
All right. In 1984, Wendy's had customers asking, "Where's the blank?"
Beef.
There we go. Look at that.
It was an old woman.
Class.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'll ask you one more. This is a song lyric. I'm going to tell you the name of the song. I'm going to read the lyric, and I'm going to stop, and you got to tell me what comes next. Okay? This is from, and I tell you, you're probably a huge fan, Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Okay.
All right.
All the girls will know this. So.
The phone rings in the middle of the night. My father yells,
What are you going to do with your life?
"What you got to do?" That's right.
Yes.
All right.
What are you going to do with your life?
We cannot stump
win.
anybody. All right. Hey, thanks for participating. I tell you what, we're going to give you some free stuff. You guys enjoy the parade. All right. Well, we found another volunteer. Actually, we coerced him. He was born in 79, so he should know all of these.
It's a good thing you brought
Exactly.
the prod.
Yes, the cattle prod always helps. It always helps. All right. What's your name?
Jedediah Prater,
All right. And you're from?
Weematuck.
All right. So do you come to Pumpkin Festival a lot? Is your first time?
First
or-
time.
First time. All right.
Welcome to Morton.
Hopefully
thank you.
this doesn't affect how you feel about the Pumpkin Festival.
Oh, it's all right.
No, that's all right. All right. And you were alive in the 80s?
Barely, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to ask you, 3 or 4 questions. I got movie, I got TV, I've got pop culture, I've got music. I'm just going to grab them out randomly. We'll see what we get.
Okay.
All right. Which smash hit film featured Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Harold Ramis?
Yeah, I don't know who Harold Ramis is. Well, it could be Ghostbusters. We're gonna say Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters is correct.
Good call. Good call.
All right, here's something from pop culture. This is a little difficult, so we'll see. But you may know it. What photographic device was introduced to the world for the first time in 1986?
We're gonna say Polaroid.
Anybody else?
Oh, he says you're
I'm
wrong.
not saying you're wrong.
You're wrong. A photographic device in Kodak. You know, the instant film. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
All right, final answer, Polaroid. No, it's the disposable camera, which
Oh,
nobody even knows
disposable.
anymore. But the disposable
Yeah.
camera made by Fuji. It came out in 1986. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
I still believe in you. I think you can get some more here. So, white suits with pastel shirts, loafers with no shoes were made popular by this TV show.
Yeah, Miami Vice.
Miami Vice. Is what I'm
Miami
getting out of the
Vice
crowd.
is correct. And I'll tell you what, we'll grab a 1 or 2 music ones here. I'm going to say a line and stop, and you're going to give me the next phrase in that line.
Okay.
This is by Prince.
Uh-oh.
Purple Rain. I only wanted to see you laughing.
That's a total blank there.
I never want to see you cry. Yeah, maybe. Go with that.
No, I'm not singing it, but I never want to see you cry, huh? Yeah, I know that's a total fail.
In the Purple Rain. That was the one.
Oh.
All
You
right.
had the right song.
Well, hey, thanks a lot for helping us out, answering a few questions. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Okay, we're back at the Pumpkin Festival, or still at the Pumpkin Festival, I guess. That is technically correct.
Still, yes.
We found a couple more, quote, volunteers to answer a few questions. Why don't you just give us your names, tell us where you're from.
Rita and Rita from Morton.
That wasn't part of the questions, so there's no wrong answer. And you guys have come to the Pumpkin Festival quite often, or is this your first time?
Oh, since 1984.
There we go.
We
All
moved to
right.
Morton.
And I don't want you to tell me your age, but were you alive in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We were married in the 80s.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you 4 or 5 questions, and let's see how you do.
Okay.
Okay. In the 1980s, what weren't Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Harold Ramis afraid of?
Ghostbusters. Ghosts.
They're not afraid of no ghosts. That's
They
right.
ain't afraid of no ghosts. See, he's
That's
better at
right.
trivia than I am. I'm not.
One for one.
All right. Can you name the killer in the Halloween movie franchise?
Oh, I should know this. Could be Freddy. Freddy.
No.
Is that the other one?
Is it Freddy?
There were several killers, I think, at that time.
Jason.
Michael Myers.
Oh, you
Michael
got his real
Myers.
name?
That is his real name,
his
Michael
The guy in the
Myers.
white mask.
Oh, okay.
That was his
Okay.
name in the movie.
What was his name in the movie? I thought that was
Let's
his real
see
name.
here.
No, that was his name in the movies. That was In the the character movie. name.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I
Did you
didn't
watch
watch
a lot of TV in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Dukes
More
of Hazzard. Did
more
you watch
TV
Dukes
than
of Hazzard?
movies. Yes, I did.
Okay, well, good.
No. One yes and one no. There.
What was Roscoe's dog's name on the Dukes of Hazzard?
I have no
That would be
idea.
a good Southern Homer, probably. Huh?
Homer or Butch? I don't know.
He was a basset hound, and his name was Flash.
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
Flash! Come on!
Okay, I don't remember that about that. I
Homer
don't
would've
remember a
worked too,
dog.
though.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Did you watch the TV show Alf? Remember Alf,
I didn't
alien
watch-
life
didn't watch
form.
Alf, no.
All right. Well, we got a question from Alf.
Okay. Okay. I don't know anything about Alf.
What planet
Oh.
did Alf come from?
I have no idea. Alf.
I have no
I
memory of
never
that.
watched Alf. I don't think I've seen a single episode of Alf.
I've seen parts of it, but I have no memory of that.
I have no memory of that. What
All
movie is that from?
Zootopia.
Zootopia. Good guess. Melmac. He came from Melmac.
That does sound familiar now. Yeah.
All right. 80s kids will remember the VHS, but what does VHS stand for?
Okay.
Video
home system.
Correct.
Whoa!
Video home
Hey, we work
system.
together. We work together.
Video home system. I tell you what, we'll ask you one more.
Okay.
Give
do
me
we go to the
1
60s
second
questions?
here.
'Cause
no 60s questions.
I could nail those. Maybe next year the Pumpkin Festival will do 60s.
There you go. There you go.
Which artists had a #1 hit song in 1982 called Ebony and Ivory?
We know this one. You know
Michael
this.
Jackson
And Paul McCartney.
All right.
You're half correct.
Oh, no.
You want to try again? I won't tell you which half you're correct on.
Okay. Ebony and Ivory.
Was it maybe not Michael Jackson?
No, maybe it was Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney.
Okay, we'll do that.
I don't know.
Is that your final answer?
That's final.
Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney. That is it.
Oh, yay.
All right. Hey, thanks for helping us out with the podcast.
Sure.
All right.
And you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, we found another volunteer. Actually, we pressed him into it, but he cannot wait to answer some 80s trivia questions. So, what's your name?
Mike, Morton, Illinois.
Morton, Illinois. And you been coming to Pumpkin Festival often, first time?
All the time.
All the time. And were you don't have to tell me your name or your age, but were you alive in the 80s?
Yes.
All right.
Very much was.
Do you like did you watch a lot of TV, movies, listen to music, or I got a bunch of stuff.
A little of everything.
All right.
And music primary.
All right, well we'll get to that. I'll ask you a few regular questions here and then we'll get into some music stuff. All right. What is the name of the Boston bar where everyone knows your name?
Cheers.
All right. Which artists had a #1 song in 1982 called Ebony and Ivory?
Tough one.
No, it's on the tip of my Stevie Wonder and Lionel Richie.
Lionel down here.
I wanted to say it was Stevie and McCarthy or Paul, Ebony and Ivory.
We have a yes and a no. We have people disagreeing with you. But since you've got the microphone, we'll take that as the official answer. And you are absolutely correct.
Good call. Good call.
All right. Can you name Sigourney Weaver's character in the Alien movie franchise? What was her name?
Alien movie. Sigourney Weaver.
No?
No. I do not remember her name.
Ripley.
Believe it or not.
There you go. All right, let's ask you a few music questions here. We'll start off with, I'm going to give you a line. You tell me the name of the song. This will be all right. If there's something strange in your neighborhood,
who do you call? Ghostbusters.
There we go. We got one. All right. Let's see here. Once upon a time, not so long ago, Tommy used to work on the dock. Union's been on strike.
Bon Jovi.
Which one?
Living on a prayer.
Is it Living on a Prayer? You
What's
sure?
the next line?
It is Living on a Prayer.
That a way to go.
Good call.
Uncle Bob would be proud of you.
All right, I got one more. I'm going to read the line. You tell me the name of the song and the group. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories.
I don't know. I want to say Hall & Oates.
No, it's not that one. No, it is.
You think it's Sweet Child of Mine?
No, I looked at it.
Oh, we got a cheater.
Todd had it, though. Sweet Child of Mine.
All right, that is correct. Correct. Hey, thanks a lot for helping us out, answering a few questions.
No, wait a minute. Were you two guys alive in the 80s?
Yes.
What's your favorite song?
Well, no. What was the very first song ever played on MTV?
I've got that as a question. It's the Buggles.
Yes, video killed the radio.
There you go.
Good call, though.
Good call. Yes, I was very much alive in the 80s.
Yeah, I was born in 1961.
71. So that was my heyday, man.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
To be your best every day, you need proven quality sleep every night. Science proves your best sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. Luckily, you can adopt some small bedtime habits that will help you sleep when it's not too warm or too cold, like taking a warm shower before bed, eating cooling foods on warmer nights, or by trying out the new Sleep Number Climate 360 smart bed. Fun fact, 8 out of 10 couples say one of them sleeps too hot or too cold, and maybe you're one of them. The new Climate 360 smart bed is the only smart bed in the world that actively cools, warms, and effortlessly responds to both of you. The Climate 360 smart bed warms your feet to help you fall asleep faster, and it actively draws heat away from your body to help keep you cool so you stay asleep longer and deeper. Sleepers who use their 360 smart bed technology enjoy 28 minutes of more restful sleep per night. So, why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because to be your best every day, you need proven quality sleep every night. And now, don't miss Sleep Number's special introductory offer on the new Climate 360 smart bed, only at Sleep Number stores or sleepnumber.com/podcast1. That's sleepnumber.com/PODCASTONE.